Alright guys, so we're going to be doing a one-make race around Suzuka in the new Gr.3 Supra today. Going to get straight off here in a grid start, which is quite strange for a sport mode race, but yep, we're doing it. So we're going to come into a big cluster here coming into the first corner. Cars are going to start getting into a bit of a train now, hopefully, but still there's people all over the place. I feel that guy just behind me that just about tapped me. I think he lost control back there. We're going to come into the S's here. Another guy over there who's just completely lost it. Gone way too fast, most likely. Going to try and get past this guy here. It's going to be a very difficult move, so I'm just going to back off there. No point fighting too early on in the race. We got 9 laps. This is going to be a long race, so there's no point fighting this early on. I mess up that corner a little bit, which means that this guy behind me is starting to catch up. I'm just about going to defend the inside line there, and I'm going to come straight into the right-hander here. That's pretty fast. You can actually get 2 wheels onto the dirt there and get away with it. Really nice turn by me, not so much by the guy in front of me there, but oh well, that's what happens. We're going to come into the hairpin turn here. You've got to slow down really hard on this turn. You've got to go nice and smooth out the turn, and then you get the most speed going through. I didn't do the most, the best turn ever in the world, but it will do. We need to try and catch up to these guys up in first and second now. Not really sure how I'm going to do that. They are starting to actually pull away quite a bit now, so hopefully we can try and make some sort of move on them later on in the race. Hopefully they don't get too far ahead. I'm going to try and chase them down as fast as I can. There's nobody behind me that I have to battle that's going to try and at least try and take my spot, so they're all pretty far away. So we're going to see if we can try and make a move at some point soon. Going to come into the left-hander here. The guy ahead makes a pretty big mistake. He goes quite wide. Going to come straight into the slow section of the track right before the start-finish line here. Gonna go over the start-finish line here. Gonna go onto the second lap. Still, these guys are ahead of us quite far. Quite a clean laps, quite nice, good racing so far, not too many problems. So we're going to come straight into the first corner here at Suzuka. Those 2 guys are still battling it out at the front. Hopefully they keep doing that, because it does mean that I'm just slowly, just ever so slightly catching up to them. Guy behind me actually has a penalty, so I don't actually really have to worry about him so much anymore. It's a good thing that they've implemented that feature where you can see people have actually got a penalty now in Gran Turismo Sport. So these guys still are battling ahead of me. I'm going to try and see if I can make some sort of move soon, but really nice through the S's. This guy's actually starting to catch up to me a little bit now with the penalty, so I really need to try and get away from him. I'm going to come into a sweeping right-hander here. Guy ahead makes another mistake. I think it's just literally because he's just trying to battle this guy so much ahead that he just keeps making mistakes. It happens when you're battling, but that's racing. Going to come into the 90-degree turn here again, quite slow. Did make quite a bit of ground on these guys through that turn, which is really good. I'm almost right behind them now. The second position person has actually gotten a penalty. It must have been from just pushing the guy a little bit ahead of him, but it looks like he's going for the dive bomb. He's just gone straight in and pushed the other guy off the track completely. Pretty dirty move from this guy. I don't know what happened there to me. I just completely forgot what I was doing, and I opened up the gap to the guy in 3rd place, and actually has taken 2nd. Got to worry about this guy in 4th position behind me, because I don't actually know what his intentions are. Don't really know what he's going to be doing. So hopefully we can make some sort of move here coming into the slow section before the start-finish line. The guy's just about going to get past us. Well, there he is, just about going to get past us, while I accidentally clip the guy on the right-hand side, which actually does give me a penalty. But we're going to try and pay that off. We're coming in here onto the 3rd lap now. Not the best turn there going into that corner, but it'll have to make do. Now everybody ahead of me has actually got a penalty, but so do I. This guy just comes out of absolutely nowhere and just takes me out almost. Complete dive bomb. Not the cleanest of races in my opinion, this guy is. Really need to worry about him. He just keeps dive bombing on everybody. Wherever he just wants to go, he just goes for it. So I'm just going to be very careful about this guy now. I'm just going to stay behind him, just try and keep behind him. Maybe I can make up some positions by somehow using him to my advantage. staying behind him, and maybe he'll be able to make the moves on the people ahead, and then I'll be able to overtake. So we're just going to stay on a slipstream here, but we may actually get enough speed to get past him here. But we're going to look for that opportunity, we're going to go for it. We see the gap, we're going in. This is going to get difficult here because he was on my right hand side, but I think he has actually slowed down so that I could get through, which is quite nice. Going to go into the slow section again before the start finish line here. I can see that two people behind me are still battling out, and the guys ahead, I don't think they're going to be battling out anymore because first place is considerably further ahead of second place, which is a shame, but we'll see what we can do. It's not the end of the race yet, we got still quite a ways to go. I'm going to come here into the first corner again in Suzuka. This corner is, well, you come in quite fast, and it is a relatively quick corner, so you don't really have to lose too much speed going in, but it is quite a dodgy corner when it comes to losing speed, because you may think that you can go in quite fast, but you can't. You do have to slow down quite a bit, and these S's that I'm going through right now, people tend to take these a bit too quick. It's all about just staying calm on this track, staying focused, making sure that you don't make too many mistakes, because there will be people that will make mistakes, and you need to use that to your advantage. Gonna go into the right hander here that goes under the bridge. Really well done by me there, not doing it, not losing the car on any oversteer there. That was really well done. Just gonna come into the hairpin here and onto the slow section here on the 5th lap, just about to go into the pits because this car actually, well, this race actually has pit stops in it. Gonna go and change the tires and actually fuel up here because we have barely got enough fuel to even do a lap. So we're gonna come in here into the pits. Let's see how fast these guys can do a pit stop for us. Right, we're all fueled up, we've got 4 laps of fuel in the car, and we're back off again. We still are in the same position. There's a guy coming up on behind us. I'm just about going to try and get ahead of him out of the pits. Just about do. He's going to be behind me, hopefully. He's not going to like that move whatsoever. He might have thought that he could have taken me there, but oh well, that's what happens. We got the guy behind us that we now need to worry about, and we want to try and catch up to these guys that are up in 2nd and 1st. But we're doing really well so far because we are looking at a podium finish. We may be looking at a podium finish because the guys ahead of us aren't actually too far, so we could get a 1st place. Hopefully this Supra behind us doesn't get too aggressive, because it does seem to me that he likes to weave about quite a bit, and that tends to mean that he's trying to look for an opportunity to pass constantly. He seems to be the more of an aggressive driver, if anything. As you can see, he did just lose the car on the corner there, which does show me that he is a very aggressive driver. Gonna come into the hairpin here. Those guys ahead are gonna start battling now because they are really close to each other, so hopefully we can use this to our advantage and catch up to them. While battling, people do tend to lose a lot of speed, a lot of momentum, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage. Gonna come into the left-hander here. This is gonna be interesting here because we've got the Supra behind us, and I'm just trying to keep the inside line there so he can't get past. Just about holding it. I left a little bit of room there that I wasn't really meant to, but oh well. So these guys ahead are not really giving up at the moment. They're still battling it out. We got the Supra that's actually catching up to me behind. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going to try and get onto the inside really quickly, not letting him pass. He's definitely seen that move, was quite aggressive from me, and he's backed off. Really nice move by me. I didn't really, well, that really happened pretty quickly for me, so I had to think on my toes there. So we got these two guys ahead of us still. They're getting further and further away. Really hope that I can catch up to them soon, because I don't want to lose the opportunity of maybe getting 1st place here. But the Supra is actually going for it, and I'm just going to let him pass because there's not actually much point battling for that corner there. And we have actually caught up to these guys here on the 7th lap. They have both got penalties as well, but so do I. But now we've got a Supra in the mix that hasn't got a penalty, and he could actually use this to his advantage and just overtake everybody while they're paying off their penalties. If he could he's made the move on me, and I still have to pay off my penalty, so he is pretty decent at driving here. Both those guys are going to go really wide up there. No idea what they're doing. hitting each other at now. No idea what's going on there. They're going wide, they're going inside, they're all over the place. So we're just going to get behind the orange Supra here while the laggy Supra ahead just lags about, really. So maybe we can make a move here on these two guys, because they are battling out quite a bit, weaving left and right, and I'm just going to just about keep up behind the orange Supra here and Illuminati my way through. Somehow I've just got on the force and just gone and done a move there through the Supra. No idea how I did that, but here we go. We're going to be in third position again. Let's see what we can do here. We still got the Supra ahead. That's got its hazard lights on for some random reason, but he's still weaving all over the place, coming out of the S's. This is where it's going to speed up now, because we're on the 8th lap now. We've got 2 more laps to go, and everybody's going to want that first place position that's up ahead. And first place will be actually very nervous at this point. He'll want to keep that position, but he'll be thinking, these guys are behind me, what do? I need to drive as carefully as possible, but still need to drive as fast as possible so they don't catch up to me. But I'm just going all over the place, trying to not hit that Supra ahead. I'm just slowing down way too much in the corner. I'm going left and right on the corner. Not really what you're meant to do, but that happened there. So the Supra is actually escaping at the moment. It's actually running away here because of the fact that I messed up so badly there on that hairpin corner. Just gonna try and catch up to the Supra here. He's still lagging everywhere. I don't really want to make a move on him due to the lag that he's actually giving off here. There's a lot of lag coming from the Supra. I don't want to get beside him or anything, or like he may hit me or something. So we're just going to play it safe. We're just going to wait it out, make sure that we don't hit the guy in front of us and he doesn't hit us. So we're just going to come here onto the final lap almost here at Suzuka. Just about to cross the start finish line. The fuel warning sign has come up that we've got 1 more lap of fuel. The tyres are actually still pretty decent, so we may be able to do some sort of move, get a little bit more aggressive here on the last lap, because we have got a little bit more tyre tread on the tyres here. So we're just going to get nice and close to this Supra. We're not letting him escape. We're going to try and stay behind him. We don't want him to run away towards the end of the race, so we're just gonna try and match his speed, match his corners here. Just staying behind him. He's still lagging all over the place, and we still got that guy in first place that's got a penalty. I don't know how this is going to play out. This is going to be really interesting here. The Supra is starting to run away again. I'm not the best at that corner, as you've seen so far. I always slow down way too much there. Gonna go into the sweeping right-hander and then the right-hander into under the bridge. The Supra has oversteered once again. He really wants that first place position. Definitely is going for it. I'm gonna slow right down, trying to not hit that Supra ahead. There was nowhere I could have gone. There wasn't the left side or the right side. If I did, I would have lost too much speed, and if I went on the inside, I would have just completely taken out the other guy ahead of me, so I didn't want to do that. So we're just going to come into the left-hander here. The Supra ahead is slowing down so much, and the Supra ahead of me is very slow. He's very careful about what he's doing here. I'm just about going to get past him here on the right-hand side because he's going incredibly slow. I still see him there on the left-hand side. He has pushed me a little bit. This is going to be a really close race now, because 2 guys with penalties, I still need to pay them off. And the Supra here on my left-hand side, who is now actually ahead of me, that's going to just absolutely take it and just try and get past this guy while he's paying off his penalty. I'm going to come into the slow section here towards the start-finish line. This is going to get really interesting here. So the guy ahead of me is starting to pay off his penalty, so I see that I'm going to start paying off my penalty. Slam the brakes. The guy just about overtakes me before the start-finish line, but it was a good race. So guys, that was the Supra one-make race around Suzuka, and I'll see you in the next one.